What's up with it, man? It's WHITEBOYRADIO. If it's your first time here, man, go ahead and smash the subscribe button right there. By the subscribe, below here is a little blue word that says join. It'll give you the options to join the memberships, man. If you're back and if you're a loyal sub and if you can support it, smash the support, man. And I try to do the perks for all my members. It's an easy way to support the channel. If you can't do all that, the like button's right there for free. Joking around, playing around in prison is a no-no. It will get you into some stuff. You know, when you are on your way to prison, especially the first time you're on your way to prison, you'll have older heads in the pod, kind of school you, it happened for me. I'll give you a prime example. I was in and out of jail. I was going in and out of the county a lot. I had done county bids or whatever, but my first time going to prison, I had an old head, and he gave me the whole rundown. I was worried. I was scared. Look, man, you're going to prison. You know, you see all the stuff on the movies and stuff, and I was young, so he gave me the rundown. He told me exactly what was going to happen. You know, a real convict, literally to the T. He told me exactly what happened. I'll never forget that day. I was in the pod, and he told me on the upper rack, the upper story, we're hanging on the bar, so you could see it in my face. He could recognize it, and I was, you know, I knew he had went, so we're talking. He's just like, man, he gave me the whole rundown, which if you watch prison channels, you already know. He basically said, hey, man, when you get up there, stay with your own. You know, stay with your own. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get up there. He gave me the whole rundown. You know, but in that conversation, he said, hey, man, stay away from the 3 Gs, which I've explained on this channel. You know, gay gangs and gambling. Look, we all know that I flirted with the gang part of it, but, you know, but I folded at the end, and so I did a good job with the 3 Gs. If my advice and what I want this video to be about is, you know, there should be a fourth rule. There's no G with it, but it should be playing, or maybe you could say the 4 Gs. You know, gays, gambling, gangs, and goofing around, playing, joking, clowning. Okay, look, that's an easy way to get yourself in some stuff. I'm not gonna say it in this video, but I took one L all the time that I did. And I'm gonna tell that story next. And it came in direct from what I'm speaking about. When you're in Florida, at least, you know, you're gonna do your time, man. That's gonna be in an open bay dorm. No matter what level camp you're at or whatever's going on, you're gonna have an open bay dorm. 90% of the time. You know, open bays, I don't feel like a lot of the audience or a lot of the channels really talk about it as much. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that it's maybe a Florida thing. Again, I ain't never done time everywhere, so I don't know. But open bays suck, man. You know, at least, real quick, if I'm in a cell, okay, I've been in a cell too, don't get me wrong, but that was when my custody was bad or I was in confinement, this and that. It's not as common in Florida. But if a quick example is if I'm in a cell and I rip ass right now, me and my bunkie have to smell it. In an open bay dorm, regardless if I rip ass or this guy next to me sleeping rips ass, this guy next to me sleeping rips ass, this guy over here sleeping rips ass, or the guy behind me, then we all smell it. So you understand that one thing, everybody gets affected. That's what joking is. Joking around will get you messed up. And it doesn't matter really what it's about, okay? I'll tell you something, being in prison. What's funny is the black guys have a problem with sex games, okay? Which is funny. Look, there's nothing gay about me at all, okay? But I'm so not gay that I don't have a problem saying, hey, if my balls are on your chin, where's my cock? I think it's funny. Look, wiener jokes to me, they're funny, okay? They're funny. When you get cool with people in prison, you're gonna get close with them. Not that close, but you're gonna get close to where you can joke like that, and not just dick jokes or whatever. All jokes you're gonna on all levels you're gonna do. You have to remember who's around you. So I'll give you 2 examples right here of how joking around can go bad. Now this is very broad. I'm going to give you, I really want to tell you 3, but I'm going to save it for another video of what I got lost. But again, I don't advise anybody to joke around, but look, you guys follow the channel, you watch the channel. You know I like to laugh. Okay, it's evident, man. And you have to laugh when you're doing time. The worst thing you want to do is be so uptight. You know, the old saying, do the time, don't let the time do you, right? All right, so joking in general, you know, and again, man, sex games, racial jokes, or just whatever. Or, it's not, I'm not talking about just jokes, you know, horsing around by people. You know, look, it just doesn't go down. There's a respect factor there. And look, it's accountability. I do miss it. So I'll tell you about one dude who was joking around. There was a dude, a skinny dude, and he was joking around in the day room. He's a white dude. He's cool, younger dude. He's joking around with another guy. Now, I really didn't mess with this dude too much, but he was funny, though. He was legit. His head was just not on the right way. But it's a crazy story. He got whooped. He's a skinny dude, and he was joking with his friend, but loudly with it in the TV room, enough to where other people get in the conversation. You know, when I'm in prison, if I was talking to somebody, if it was serious, I would pull them to the wall where you go grit at. And we'd have a conversation there, away from the open bay, just to get some privacy. But on this one here, this dude is joking around with his little buddy in the day room, and whatever was said, he got other dudes in it. And I really can't single it out and say that he was, you know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of a hard call here because, again, open bay, man, there's no privacy, man. So him just joking around with his buddy, people can hear it. And people are bored in prison. One thing I couldn't stand is people jumping in other people's conversations. And that's exactly kind of what happened here. But the dude, there's a dude named Big Red. I've spoke about this guy in Fighting Gang Members. It's a very old video where I had to step to this dude. He was the head of a set. Okay, I had to step to him to get to fight his brother, and I got clearance. I got the green light, but I had to step to him because I didn't want to get jumped behind it. Everything it was weird, but I tell that whole story. But that guy is in this story. The skinny dude, I want to say his name is Mark. I honestly forget, but he's joking with his other buddy there. And Red, big black dude, Gold's about 250. This up, you know, he's hearing them joke. This dude Mark, he had to be about 150 pounds soaking wet. But they're joking or whatever, and Big Red gets in it. And now he's playing and joking with them. Okay? Now, that's why you can't joke in prison, okay? For the simple fact that now that door is opened, and these now there's 3 people joking, okay? And remember, this dude Red is the head of a gang, so he kind of want to jokes when he wants to. Now the other guy was silly, man. He used to always clown, always play. There's no on-off switch. It was like a little kitten, a wired kitten. So, needless to say, they get into it over joking. And all I remember what was said before he came to my bunk was, the dude Mark is joking with Red, and Red didn't want to joke then, okay? I remember what he said, because everybody says it. He said something in the lines of, you want to play, you want to joke with me, but you don't get to determine when and how we joke. Meaning, like, now the situation was flipped where Mark didn't want to play and Red wanted to play. So they had words. There's animosity there. And the next thing you know, Mark said something that Red didn't like. And remember, Red's the head of a gang, so he has to straighten it. And this is a 150-pound white dude, literally, versus somebody 100 pounds heavier than him. They hit the wall, and this is the first time I've ever seen this in my life. I'm an avid UFC fan. I've never seen this in my life. It's to be very, very hard for me to explain this. So they get in the grid, and honestly, if the dude Red wanted to destroy this dude, he could have. Just think of yourself for 1 second before I continue. Imagine yourself fighting somebody 100 pounds difference. Listen, it might have been 80 pounds, but it was right there. Give or 10 pounds. they get in the grid, and the dude has Mark has like a swabbly set. It's like mosquito bites. I mean, the size difference was so crazy. But he gets in there, he throws a couple misses, and it wasn't much of a fight. Big Red just hit him with a 1-2. Bink! Bink! And drilled him back. Mark squabbles up and steps towards him, and then Big Red just throws a haymaker right at him. BAM! Lands it right on the side of his temple. Again, I've never seen this in my life, so just imagine this here for a second. You have somebody about 250 and somebody 150. The black dude, Big Red, haymakers it, boom, and drills him. He leaned Mark into the wall. 9 times out of 10, even higher than that, the dude's going to sleep, and that's what I thought was going to happen. I mean, he did go to sleep, but he didn't get flattened. The dude went to the sleep standing up on the wall. I've never seen this before. When he hit him into the wall, and he took a nap on the wall. But he was standing up sleeping. He was so drunk. He was so drunk afterwards. Okay, now mind you, I knew all this was going to go down. When they had their words, and when the dude, Big Red's like, hey man, you don't get to determine when we get to play, when you can turn it off, before they call each other out, or whoever called each other out, Mark come to my bunk and told me what's going on. I guess as like a prayer. Meaning he's like, hey man, I'm about to go fight Big Red. I'm like, what? Why? I'm laid back reading a magazine. He told me he's going to go fight. I'm like, bro, that dude is going to cream you, bro. I'm like, what are you thinking? Why? He's just like, man, this and that. I'm just like, man, go say a prayer. And so he came to me before he went in the grid. So he gets knocked out, standing up. And I'm watching this from my bunk. I'm just like, but I have had interactions with the dude, Big Red. He's a black dude. Not my best friend in there. But I will say the dude was straight, man. I have had to fight his brothers before. He didn't jump me. And all this. He was, look, he might have been a bonehead, but he was all right to have in the dorm, I'm not going to lie. The dude smoked Tucci. I'll tell you what, I'll take that back. He was good to have in the dorm. It's probably another video, but he also stood up for, there's a black dude now ahead of a set. He also stood up for another white dude. The dude had an arm, his arm was in a sling. It's a whole different situation, but maybe I'll say that one next. Yeah, I will. Scratch that for a second, though. Back to the fight. He was good to have in the dorm because he was just fair, man. He was just fair. This dude ended up getting out from prison, and the head I'm talking about, I don't know, I think he's out like 6 months. He got 15 years. So Mark comes to my bunk after taking a nap on the wall, and I'm looking at him, and he's still drunk, but I didn't know it yet. He comes just like wobbling to my bunk, and he says, I'll never forget what he says. He looks at me, he goes, hey, you got a cigarette? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, what's up with them cigarettes? I'm like, bro, I don't smoke cigarettes. You know that. And it was funny because right then and then when I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? It's right then and then where I seen it in his eyes. He just came really back. And he's just like, what happened? How'd it look? I'm like, it didn't look too good for you. But look, I give the dude credit. 100 pounds. That honky right there. He was crazy. He really was on some dumb stuff, but he had heart. He did right then and there what 90% of the white dudes in that dorm would not have done. Look, he got knocked out. Who cares? Win, lose, or draw, you get in that grid, and you're good. But that was all over playing. Look, he would have never fought that dude if it wasn't over joking, playing, clowning in the dorm. I'll give you one. Okay? Well, I really want to give you two, but I'm going to save the actual fight for the next video. So that was him. That was Mark. That was Big Red. As far as clowning goes, yeah, there's sex games. There's all types of games, man. There's all types of jokes. I'm a dude. If I'm cool with you and we fall out, we have an argument or whatever it is, I'm putting toothpaste in your sandals. So when you wake up for chow and you don't brush your teeth, and if you don't brush your teeth and you want to talk to me in the morning, no, I'll put toothpaste in your slides. So when you get up with your feet in them, it's all cold and sticky, and you're not going to be liking it. Or I just used to do a lot of stuff, man. A lot of pranks. Look, I just did a lot of pranks. Okay, look, I hate to admit this on the internet, but there was a dude that used to play pranks with me, okay? There's going to be a lot of these videos, people, but I'll give you one good one here. He used to play a lot of pranks with me. And he used to do my slides. He used to do a lot of stuff to me, man. He used to try to, he used to do a lot of stuff. We did a lot of stuff to each other. He'd snag my toilet paper when I'm taking a crap so I couldn't wipe my butt. I had to put my pants on, go chase him down. Look, relentless things I can't even remember. There's so many things that we did. But he got me one time good. And he got me one time good, and he got under my skin. This is why playing is not good. Okay? I used to play a lot, but I'm the type of person that I guess you can say I used to play a lot. I'm better at giving it than taking it. And so what I ended up doing, real short story on this one, was I took his toothbrush and credit card swiped it. Look, I did. And I did it in front of his bunkies. So the meaning of this is, in prison you have a toothbrush. I put it in a traveling little case, a little tube. You guys know what I'm talking about. I took it out when he was down there playing cards, took the toothbrush and credit card swiped my hiney whole. Okay? So the next morning he went to go brush his teeth, and yeah, all in his mouth. That's the type of stuff I was on. Just don't play with me because I don't have any limits. So, all types of stuff like that, okay? All types of stuff. There's going to be a lot of these videos. But back to what I was saying is there's all types of joking you can do. I remember in the county, and back to this open bay stuff, okay? There was a dude, his name was Chris. He was a black dude with dreads. And the dude, he was all right. He was an all right dude. He was a young jit. But we used to joke. Okay, he was actually my cellie for some time. We used to joke a lot, and you know, Chris was the type of dude who we didn't play a lot. Okay, like I wouldn't credit card swipe his toothbrush, but we would, you know, verbally joke. Okay, he could take a joke, and he was cool. I'll give him that. And he was bumping too. Okay, but he was a young dude. This is my first time before I went to prison the first time, so we were both young at the time, and I'll never forget. We were just clowning one night, okay, in the cell, and we were doing racial jokes, and I told him a joke, okay, and the joke was, well, I won't say what the joke. Well, I will, but there was an older black dude in the direct cell next to us, okay, the direct cell. And I was having a conversation with my roommate, nothing to do with this dude, okay? But again, open bay, everybody's in your business. But we were joking around, okay? He was like, you know, he was doing Dave Chappelle stuff, and I was just doing my jokes to him. And the doors roll in the morning, and sure enough, there's a whole squad of black dudes, and they're wanting to jump on me. Okay, but I knew a lot of them. Remember, this is not prison, this is in the county, okay? So, long story short, you know, there's a bunch of them looking at me and stuff. And it was an old black dude. He had to be about 60-something. He was like really trying to get me hurt. He wanted me to jump bad, okay? And the reasoning for this was he heard the joke, okay? Chris straightened it. He's like, man, that's my bunkie, man. He's cool, man. He's like, you trying to get something started and there's nothing going on, okay? I was outnumbered by a lot, okay? So I needed him to kind of straighten it, all right? I'm not talking about I was outnumbered by a 60-year-old man. That was the dude that heard the joke who got the whole pod on me. But Chris diffused it. He was like, man, he's straight, man. He's like, that's my bunkie. He's like, man, we just joking, man. He's like, he didn't say it maliciously towards me. We were joking. He was like, I said a lot of stuff towards him. He said a lot of stuff towards me, but it wasn't. He's basically just saying, look, we were just joking. But the dude was trying to get me hurt, okay? And he was repeating my joke. Whole pod of black dudes too. So what was the joke? We're at 22 minutes. I'll tell you this. The joke was this. This is what I almost got jumped by a whole bunch of black guys. What I said was, I told Chris. So we're going back and forth on jokes. I said, hey, okay, well, whatever. I said, what does an apple and a bonehead have in common? He said, what? I said, they both look good hanging from a tree. And, you know, that had got all these guys mad or whatever. But, the problem is, I forgot what I was thinking. But, the next one I'm going to say, I'm trying to stretch these out. So the next one is going to be the one L that I took behind playing. Okay, it was the only fight that I've lost in roughly 7 years being locked up. But directly came from playing. Okay, there's going to be a lot of videos about playing. I'll give you a real brief summary of the credit card swipe, but that actually happened. Okay, you guys know I usually have a Bible. But anybody who really knows me, I don't have a Bible, I have a cross. I swear to God, I credit card swipe that guy's toothbrush. I swear to God. It's just what it is, man. I don't advise anybody to play. If you have people in there, tell them not to play, okay? And it probably wouldn't be the smartest to use that joke, but it's your discretion, and I digress. But smash the like, share it, stay free, man. Stay out, stay safe, stay solid, stay 10 steps ahead, and let's keep it moving.